And also, you have a lot of fucking energy. So like, you must take something to have this energy.
It's like, it's literally the byproduct of this thing here. You know, I can pull it out. Like it's $8 per hour. It's like,
Alex Fedotoff making $8.
Right?
Right?
And I was making on the factory, I was making like $2 per hour. Imagine making 8 sitting at fucking home. So first year, a bit more than a year, like $4 million generated in sales. We know like very well how to get the business to like from 1 million to 10 million. You can do that for 20 million. You can do that for 30 million. You can do that for 50 million. Like you have to be in hundreds. Welcome to episode 58 of New Money Talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Nothing
one.
get more new money than Mr. Alex Fedotoff.
Hey guys.
The man, the myth, the legend. If you're in the e-commerce space, you know who he is. You've probably seen his ads.
And if you haven't, you probably will after
Or you've
this.
probably seen his right-hand man, Mark. But man, you've done a lot over a long period of time, but you've probably only got credit for it. People have only recognized you over the last couple of years. Would you like agree with that? Where you've been around a while, you've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but you've kind of like come to light more recently, where you've been doing these things.
Yeah, I still consider myself like underground. You know, I don't go like super like wide message or you know. I've heard the saying somewhere like I think that Tim Ferriss said that you only need to be known to like 2,000 people to get like insanely rich. Like it just has to be the right kind of people.
Yeah.
I think there's something to it.
Build a whole tribe. We only need 2,000 people to build a tribe. That's funny. I'm curious where we want to take this one. There's a lot of ways we could take this one today.
I know where I want to start.
Fine, go. You start where you want to go.
You're like biohacking routine.
Oh man, we're starting with this.
I want to start with it because it's something some people are very obsessed with. Other people haven't even gotten started into any type of biohacking or like even little things like taking supplements, drinking enough water, eating clean. Talk to me about how that's changed over your years of entrepreneurship.
And also, you have a lot of fucking energy. So like, you must take something to have this energy.
Yeah. And I naturally have like a lot of energy. I think it's just like natural. But like overall, I was very skeptical of nootropics and stuff until recently. I started working with one guy, kind of like advising me on his business. His name is Luke. He runs this like Lion's Mane extract company. It's called Lion's Mane Extract, actually. You can Google it. It's like upper, kind of like higher price point Lion's Mane. There's many Lion's Manes, but his Lion's Mane is actually like high quality ingredients and stuff like that. And so we started talking and he shared some of these like biohacking tools. He actually friend with Matt Gallard, or, you know, I don't know if you know, like he's biooptimizers.com since 2004.
Oh, wow.
2004.
20 years.
Yeah, it's like, you know, this biohacking and recently it became kind of like mainstream. This guy's been doing this shit for a long time. They have some amazing supplements like Magnesium Breakthrough.
Okay.
Very good one on Amazon, like selling like crazy. And other ones. And so he got me like, okay, so you have to use this stack and this stack, you have to try this, and kind of like, and I started experimenting, and it actually made like huge impact on my like just clarity of the mind, you know, mental fog, like sleep.
How long ago was this when you started this?
Like a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A few months ago. Until then, I was like, that's probably bullshit. You know, it's like people make this shit up. Like, so here's what I think. Here's my kind of like theory that, let's say in Europe, right? Like, let's say I go to Switzerland, right? And I eat fucking chocolate every day. I don't give a fuck. And I don't get fat. Here, I gain weight even if I eat like relatively clean. I'm like, what the
How's
fuck?
that possible?
It's quality of food.
The food. Here's all like fake shit, right?
Yeah.
Pesticides, like
Pesticides. Yeah. What they put in the soil.
oils, like seed oils, nut oils, and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I think you think this actually helped performance? This whole new nootropics and everything?
Yeah, exactly. So I think in this kind of like context where the natural ingredients or natural kind of like stimulants or natural like things that you're getting are simply not enough or don't give you enough. Like I was reading the stats somewhere like that the nutrients, let's say in the chicken, it's like today you have to eat like, I don't know, like 5 pounds of chicken to get the same nutrients that you could get like 30, 40 years ago from 1 pound, like
Really?
something like that. It's like crazy.
With hormones and stuff.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That like the nutritional value and nutritional density of food is so much worse.
Are you not scared taking all this crap that like in 10 years from now you're gonna like feel it? I think that's my biggest thing.
With nootropics?
Yeah, just like you don't know what the fuck's in this stuff that you're taking.
So these guys,
this guy is a tank.
these guys take like they take like peptides and stuff, and I'm still hesitant, to take it because like I don't know what consequences. I mean, I want to, I have kids, I don't want to like. I don't know, impact my
your health,
reproduction or something like that, right? That's my one of my main concerns.
He's like, fuck, why are they asking about this shit? I'm talking about e-commerce.
I think it's such a foundational thing because everything starts like, I mean, every business, right? E-commerce, doesn't matter what kind of business, starts on the mental level. It's Definitely. Like, it's literally the byproduct of this thing here. And so, and if you don't feed this thing here with the right inputs, like what kind of fucking outputs you getting?
100%. How long? So I want to take it back a little bit. We hate going back, but like we're gonna go a little bit back on this. Like, when did you find the whole e-commerce online marketing world? Like, how many years ago was this?
2014. So the war in Ukraine happened the first time, and they were like, just kind of backstory, and like they were taking everyone to army, like in Ukraine. I'm like, fuck this shit, I don't want to go to army, and so we left the country. And we went to Poland, and I worked in the factory just to make money, like $2 per hour. And one day I just like got tired with all of that, and I decided to do something different. And then I started as a freelancer, basically on it used to be Elance. So Elance turned into Upwork.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all these Eastern European guys that just
at the affiliate world conferences and all this stuff.
So it's 2015 and you were like on Elance looking at stuff? And stuff like
2015 I started, I think I first kind of like encountered e-commerce as something that like
exists.
Yeah, right? It's like, yeah. Because you don't see, like, as a consumer, it's fascinating, right? Because you're buying all of these products, but most people don't even think what goes behind running business. Like everything here, like, even if you look around us and ask myself this question all the time, it's like, let's say the camera that we're shooting, right? Someone fucking made that camera.
Oh, yeah.
Someone sold that camera, right? It's a business. Like the microphone that we're making here, right? The walls, someone fucking painted that walls. That's a business right there. And so there's so many businesses if you just kind of like start paying attention. And e-commerce is what we use. Like people use e-commerce. People buy stuff from Amazon or otherwise. And I think it's great.
And like back then, who were you learning from? So like, who were the first guys you saw? I'm assuming on YouTube you saw somebody.
I I didn't have money, so I was downloading like courses and shit.
Yeah, for free.
The mega links.
Dan Kennedy, man. Dan Kennedy. And so it's fascinating. I mean, we were like at the ClickFunnels event like a few weeks ago, and like we actually saw Dan Kennedy. Like he's still alive. I mean, he's still like he's old, but great guy. Like such great foundations, for the business. I didn't understand like how it's like I was just like learning, like kind of like just consuming that information. I didn't know how it all comes together, how to actually apply it, but just like immersing myself into
it's always some like random guy that you find online. You're like, shit, you fall in love with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially if I feel like a lot of people in America like take it for granted, but I feel like in Europe, in a sense, like people are like, oh shit, there's like this whole massive world of like the US online business. Like this is like a big thing you can take advantage of, and like obviously you've taken advantage of that. Like coming here and everything. Man,
like I mean, the way I see it, like everything happens in the United States first, for the most part. Most industries, apps, like innovation, stuff like that. And then it comes to Europe. And so even like the people that manage to copy stuff very well from United States to Europe, they do extremely fucking well. It's like many startups, many like e-commerce.
You see in e-commerce, like Kyle has like a German store, for example. You just like tweak the offering a little bit, you tweak the language and boom. And CPMs are half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of crazy because Europe's like less quote unquote competitive than I guess America. So it's 2015. I'm sure you find dropshipping. That's like the first thing you found.
Yeah, there's dropshipping. I found probably 2016. So 2015 was like a year of just like I was trying to do everything. I was trying to do like Google Ads, like I would change my profile name on Upwork like every fucking few weeks.
Why?
Because I tried to find probably product market fit.
I see.
It's like some projects. And so I was even like a VA, like $8 per hour. I still have my profile. I can, I can pull it out. Like it's $8 per hour. It's like,
Alex Fedotoff making $8
right?
Hour,
Shit.
Right? Fuck, we're clipping that shit.
Was life-changing. Was fucking life-changing, man. Like in some countries, so I lived back then in Poland, right? Like, fuck. I mean, if I was making a few $1,000s a month,
you're rich, right? In those countries.
Like, and I was making on the factory, I was making like $2 per hour. Imagine making $8 sitting at fucking home.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Right? And so I think there's, so much opportunity. Like we live in a fucking amazing time.
No, I feel like even in Europe, like when I go to Greece and stuff, if you make like $800 a month, like you're like considered successful, quote unquote. Yeah. It's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, people in e-commerce, 15 years old, make $800 in a day. Right? It's like kind of, right? It's like, like you have to like put into perspective, right? It's like, well, when you come from these places that like pretty much internet's hard to even come by at a point, you know? Like I remember when I was younger, I would go to Greece and you couldn't get internet except an internet cafe. You have to go to the internet cafe just to get freaking fucking Wi-Fi or internet. Like at my house, I didn't have any, so I had to bring my laptop, or like I didn't have a laptop. I was like paying at the internet cafe to be on a computer. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, shit. Like you come to America and it's like, whoa, the market's just like different here.
Yeah.
You know?
I think there's a benefit to coming from an area where, not a lot of money is a lot of money. Because then when you come here, number one, you're a lot more hungry than people that grow up here because they feel entitled to everything that's around them because they've kind of grown up with it. If you've lacked that, then it makes you that much more hungrier to get that, right?
Yeah. Everything that the way I see it, like you can't know what's good if you don't know what's bad, right? And that's why I never understood it. Like, my kid, he's 5 years old and he's
sorry, how old are you?
I'm 33. I'm like Jesus.
You're Jesus.
So, so he's like, why? He's like, why these people there's some homeless people here, right? And like we bring stuff, like we just give away food, and like why these people don't have food, and like why these people. So it's so fascinating for him, right? That certain things that are like he just like lives in his reality where he's like taken care of, right? And I think it is important to have some of those experiences as well, like travel to some of the countries where see the best of the best, like go to Monaco, go to like Switzerland, go to like best countries, right? Like see the best places, but also see the bad place. So you see the contrast. So you see, wow, shit. I mean, people live really bad, and I'm really blessed to have the opportunity that I have to do what I do.
For sure. And like, don't fuck it up at the same time too. You can fuck up shit really quickly too. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who make money online spend a lot of money online too. You know what I mean?
I don't like. I mean, I'm looking at it, and I know some people like, fuck. Last year they made like $few $1 million. Like this year, like, oh, I'm looking for funding. Like from how the fuck you
funding?
You fucked up. How the fuck you fucked up so much money? Like, where do you spend it? Like.
Vacations, bottles, that, and the third.
Yeah, and like the only thing worse than never achieving a certain level of success that you strive for. Like, let's say your goal is always, you want to hit 100K in the bank. There's nothing worse than not hitting that 100K. No, the only thing worse than not hitting the 100K is hitting it and then losing it all, and then having to rebuild from scratch and try to like get back there. And a lot of people fall into that situation.
So, what was the first time you started making money? I guess 2016-ish.
Yeah, 2016. 16.
For all the dropshippers out there, what was your first winning product? I'm very curious.
It's like free plus shipping watches.
Oh yeah, like MVMT, like fake MVMT.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't fake. I mean, they made 100 million.
Oh, they made 100 million.
They did it the right way. I didn't know how to do it the right way, but free plus shipping watches, advertising on Facebook. I mean, cheap CPMs, cheap, high conversion rates, and I actually saw that the product. So I used to work as a freelancer, right? I worked with a client, and I saw he's running it, and I'm like, okay, he's. I know where he's sourcing his products. I know how much he's paying for them because I can see, from his spreadsheets. I see where he is. I know how to run his ads, right? Okay, maybe I should do. I should do it too, right? And so, and that was a big hit. I mean, relative. Like, so first year, a bit more than a year, like $4 million generated in sales.
This is your first like successful store.
Yeah. Before that, I tried different,
all dollar plus ship watches.
Yeah. Damn. Now it would be like probably it's regular on offer like that. I think Facebook disliked free plus shipping offers or after some time. It was, I think, $12.95 we charged for shipping. The watch cost like $3 or something.
Makes sense.
But many people bought like more than one. So the average order value was like $25. And the math worked out back then.
So you did $4 million your first year. Fuck. How much you clear off of that?
$1 million? Yeah.
What's up, New Money Talks fam? As most of you may know, how you handle your supply chain and your inventory management as an e-commerce brand or a 3PL can make or break your business. Inventory management can be extremely tedious and daunting, and that's why there's tons of different solutions to help simplify this process. However, none of them come close to what Info Plus has to offer. Info Plus is an all-in-one warehouse management tool that helps you streamline your warehouse operations and automate processes to save time, reduce errors, and elevate your inventory management. Info Plus can help you increase order accuracy to over 99% and help boost on-time shipping rates to over 99% with centralized workflows, real-time inventory tracking, order prioritization, and automated shipping processes. And their awesome customer support team is there to help you configure everything in a way that is specifically tailored for your business's unique operational needs. Info Plus also has hundreds of shopping cart integrations, exclusive carrier connections, and effortlessly syncs data with other platforms using their open API. Info Plus is trusted by some of the world's leading e-commerce brands such as Walmart, Amazon, and eBay. So click the link below and check out Info Plus today to level up your warehouse management operations. Now let's get back to the podcast.
A bit more than $1 million.
So you're the richest man in fucking.
And then also I sold that same store for like $1 million.
You sold it too.
Not many people say that.
To some Russian individuals. I mean, it just worked out well, I guess.
Geez, so like, okay, so your first success for that much money. Damn.
Yeah, like $2 million.
Jeez, most people don't have a first success like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, my mindset wasn't ready for that. You know,
What do you mean by that?
I was just like, you know, kind of keeping the money. Like I didn't know like how, you know, it's like when you have the money, the best thing you can do is like not just to keep it, right? But invest and like grow. Like I didn't fucking know how.
So what did you do with the money?
Just keep like
you just literally sat on it.
Yeah. And even like I think I started like investing in some trainings, but not as much as I should have. I think like masterminds. I think the biggest thing is like environment, like buying access to certain like rooms, like where you just like grow up, like as a person, as an individual. But I don't know. At that point, like didn't occur to me.
And you were abroad this whole time doing this. So people didn't know who you were, right? You were just
No, that back then, like, so I started putting myself like the content and everything, like maybe 2017, 18. Yeah.
Wow. After you hit that one.
Yeah.
So what was next after that? After you sold that store, what did you do?
Yeah, I mean, I tried different things. Like, not many things worked out. Like, I didn't have the same level of like
success.
You know. Yeah, it's like people ask, "Oh, what's a winning product?" Right? I guess I hit the winning product, and then like I didn't know how to find another winning product, right? And so. Yeah, 2017, 18 was pretty shit, and then 19 it started to get like good traction.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think.
What was the switch between 2017 and 18 versus 19?
I think just got more serious. Like I think if you really like, I think I want to grow. It's like I mean, at the end of the day, I wanted to grow. I was tired. Like. Felt pretty comfortable where I was. Like back then we lived in, I think we lived in Malta. Malta is like in, you know.
It's like a little, is it an island?
Yeah. It was like low taxes and good climate. And like, so we lived there. My son was born, so I was just taking a chill. And then just, you know, kind of got more serious. Okay, how do we grow? Like, how do we, you know, move the business forward? And you figure it out. If you really want it, like if you prioritize it, then you make it happen.
Was your kid a part of that? Like that motivation to want to succeed?
Yeah, the kid. But also, you know, I was working. I think that's a big one. Like I think working from home. I mean, for me personally, like especially when you have kids, it's fucking hard. Like, you know, the kid is crying. Like, you know, it's like you have to isolate yourself. Like create an environment where you can work. You know, so we got our first office. Just isolated myself. Had like specific working hours. And that's when it started to, I think, environment. At the end of the day, like if you just dumb it down, like simplify it, it's like it's environment, like where you put yourself, who you surround yourself with. Like, so we got like an office, like co-working space, like people working, people hustling, right? So now you're part of that environment.
You feel
it's like now you're competitive. If you're competitive, fuck.
Do you know Ron from Avi?
Yeah.
So we had Ron on the podcast. We had all of them on, Ash, Ron, and Ankit. And Ron said the same thing because like they worked at a supplement brand before they had Avi. It was like, I forgot the name of the supplement brand. It was like supposed to be one of the bigger ones.
Shreds.
Shreds. I don't know if you know Shreds.
Shreds? That was theirs?
Yeah. Like no, they were the team that like did it all. So like someone owned it. They pretty much like ran the ad buying and everything on that end.
Wow.
But pretty much like the office was the guy's penthouse in his building, and they're like every day we'd be there for like 15 hours a day, just like locked in all day. And it was like, well, the guy next to me is grinding, I'm grinding, the guy here's grinding, so it's like we're just gonna fucking figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where they learned everything. So it's like the same idea. And then on top of it too, even now with Avi, Ron has a kid too. So he's like, well, I love my kid, I love hanging out with my kid, but at the same time, how the hell do I focus?
Yeah.
They have a nice office. If they go focus, they have a whole team. It's like a different environment, you know?
100%.
I think environment and like the people you're around is what makes you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I think that's actually, you came to America right around 2020-ish.
2020, yeah.
So I'm sure that environment changed when you did that, right?
Yeah.
Heart of COVID.
Heart of COVID.
Yeah, we landed before like 6 hours. So they had like, I think Trump was president. Trump is like, fuck this, you know, I'm closing the borders.
Yeah, where's your hat? Didn't you have that hat? I was on your YouTube channel. I was like, make ads great again. No, it was like
eCom great again.
Make eCom great again.
and so he's like, so Trump closed the borders. We were planning to move here, but like few months like later. But then it's March 2020, and we're like opening the news, and like Trump is like, is it fucking pandemic? Like we're closing the fucking borders, like with Europe. And I'm like, shit, you know, we have to move out. And so we gathered all of our like luggages and packages like in like 10 hours.
Really?
Yeah, we're like fucking took the fastest flight. And so we landed here like 6 hours before they closed the fucking borders.
Wow.
Yeah. And they closed it like, I mean, if we wouldn't land here, I mean, we'd have to fucking wait for like, I don't know, probably like 6-12 months. But then also it was blessing because for it blessing and not, I mean, we landed, fucking everything shut down. Miami's fucking empty. You know, highways are, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, can we even go outside?
Like, why the hell did I come here?
Right? Never happened. You know, we've never seen that shit before. And then we, obviously, you know, the 2020 was great for e-commerce. So we like, such a great fucking time.
So did you have a bunch of stores this time? You're just
yeah. At that point, we already making like 8 figures.
This is a ClickFunnels type of stuff.
Yeah, ClickFunnels. But then 2020 was really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah, we increased.
How good? He's open. I'm surprised how open you are.
Yeah. I'm trying to 33
across all brands.
Yeah.
Wow, solid. And how big was that team that did all that?
Very, very lean. Like 15 people. Very lean. Because we were like writing funnels and like it's mostly support. It's the same product, right? So there's not a lot of SKUs. Not a lot of management, no 3PLs, right?
So dropship physical product? You're like, damn.
Yeah. So from China, reasonable shipping times. It was shit. Like beginning of 2020 was shit, but then it normalized.
Yeah. So it was like just like branded packaging from China type of stuff, or not even that, honestly.
Yeah, branded. Branded. Nice packaging. Good enough.
like good drop shipping, like.
Yeah,
like cleaner drop.
You could say that.
Yeah. No, because like. I feel like there's a fine line with dropshipping where it's like there's guys who just show.
Oh garbage. No, it's not. Yeah, I never like. I mean, the watches were like that, but then I didn't like that model. I think
you learn from it too.
Yeah,
because like, it never lasts.
Yeah,
if you do a business like that.
Yeah, you have feedback score issues. You have ad account issues. Like you have
profile bans.
Yeah, exactly. All of that stuff. Yeah. I mean, we got to the point at some point where like. We're building these like very sophisticated structures. So like profiles. Okay, if profiles go down, like boom, we have another one. If page goes down, boom, we have another one. Ad account goes down, we have another one. We're using agency accounts from like 4 different sources.
Payment processors left and right.
Mids, like rotating, load balancing, all the good stuff. And it was good.
So when you first got started, there wasn't a lot of information on like YouTube or the internet on how to learn. There's probably a couple of good guys, like you said, Dan Kennedy, that were giving good information. Do you think that was like an advantage because now there's almost too much content where it's information overload and a lot of misinformation from people that might not be like qualified to actually coach on that subject because they haven't built successful businesses themselves? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Overall, I think now it's a great time. Yeah, you just have to be very picky who you're learning from.
Yeah.
Whatever like model, whatever you want to figure out, just be very picky. Like, yeah, as you said,
you get information from like the wrong people that have a lot of subscribers, but don't have a lot of successsucthink businesses.
I think kind of like you have to look beyond the vanity metrics, right, of someone like who you want to learn from. I think that's on that side. It's probably harder to make decision today, like who to learn from than like years ago. On the other side, it has its own like advantages. The information is so accessible, but still at the same time, I think it's like the free information, right? There's like Alex Fedotoff, there's like a lot of great people like sharing good content. But if you think about it on the bigger scale, right? Like how many people actually apply their information? Actually,
nobody,
right? Yeah. And the people who apply it from maybe it's maybe it's a misconception as well from my side, but that's what I'm seeing. And from my personal experience, like you have to pay for shit, like to actually like learn, like, and to take shit seriously, you have to have some kind of like balls, right? And like commit and pay for something.
Well, why do you think now is a good time actually in e-commerce?
Because the barrier of entry is low, right?
I feel like it's always going to be low though. Shopify costs $30 to,
right?
You think that changes?
No, I think it will be even more. Probably you'll say to Shopify, hey, Shopify, build me like a fucking store with these kind of products and build me these images. Yeah, right? And AI content creators that are like very realistic, right? But now they're still like robotic. But I think overall, the barrier of entry is low. So that's on a good side, right? But at the same time, it's more competitive. You come to Whole Foods, how many fucking types of protein you have?
Millions, yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
But how do you choose? How to differentiate, right? So I think you have to be more skilled as a marketer. You have to really be like a good marketer these days to do well. And I think that's just interesting challenge, for people that want to compete on a high level.
And so during that 2020 time that you had the 30 million, 33 million, what was hitting? Like, what were you guys doing that you think was the reason? Like, what was working? Was Facebook cheap? Was the products good? Was it good branding?
A lot of demand. A lot of retail, right? So people have money, right? And then there's PPP, all of the simulations from the government. So people had discretionary income that they wanted to spend, and they needed to spend, and they wanted to spend, right? And they stuck at home. So what do? Open their phone and browsing, and sitting on social media more time.
All day, yeah.
Right? And so then there are ads come.
And then you're right behind.
We're on the other side of that, yeah.
That's nuts.
Many people done well, right? But it's if you think about it, probably even Obvi, all of these brands that had humongous 2021.
But now they feel it though. They feel it a little bit now.
Yeah, right? Exactly, right? Now it's it went it was like that, then it went like that, and now it's
flat.
Yeah, it's more conservative, not as aggressive as it used to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think different times require different tactics and different adaptation methods, right? So you have to market differently, you have to adapt differently, you have to distribute your advertising spend differently, you have to do your creative differently. So yeah, I think in every time, in every especially here, in the United States, there's so many opportunities. You just have to be adaptable and get the opportunity.
For sure.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm curious to know if you have any daily non-negotiables within your schedule, whether it's taking calls past a certain time, exercising at a certain time, family time, just how you kind of structure your day and your week.
Yeah. So, family time every day, past 8, right? I'm trying to detach from my phone, just spend spend time with family, with my boy, just talk to him how his day was, and kind of like have that like bonding experience with him. Then I was with my wife. We have like dates, weekly.
He's like dates,
You got alone time.
Dates, yeah. So dates weekly, usually on Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. Then gym every day.
What's up, New Money Talks fam? If you operate any type of business dealing with sending and receiving payments internationally, chances are you've probably experienced slow transaction speeds, high fees, and poor user experience with a multitude of different payment solutions. And we experienced these same challenges before we started using Payoneer. Payoneer is a secure and global payment platform that helps save up to 70% on international bank transfers and get paid faster, whether you're sending money to virtual assistants, employees, or doing B2B transactions. With Payoneer, you can not only send and receive payments globally, but also effortlessly manage payments and transactions with the help of their 24/7 support team by your side. Payoneer has facilitated secure international payments since 2005 and supports over 190 countries with over 70 plus accepted currencies. So you can definitely trust them as your payment platform. So go ahead and click the link below this video and try Payoneer for your next international payment to see how it goes for yourself. Now let's get back to the podcast.
I work with a trainer, so that helps me to stay accountable.
And if you pay them, you're going to pay attention.
Exactly. You have to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's important. And you pay him up front, right? So it's like, fuck, okay, now I really have to do something. And now I actually listen to him and I'm actually getting progress. So I'm happy. Like I worked out with my trainer for like 2 years. And I was like, yeah, he's like, okay, you have to eat this. I'm like, okay, I can have this like cookie and and now I'm actually following through what he says, and I'm seeing great improvements. Trainer, cardio, like I'm working out with my boy as well, like trying to do like 2-3 times a week. And he's 5, so we're just like running together. We go on the treadmill together, other than that, I'm trying to learn every day. Like every day there's something. When I have like when I'm commuting, like when I'm kind of walking, I'm listening to like audiobook or.
What do you listen to? What podcast?
I listen actually to the Chew on This.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I like that podcast. Limited Supply.
Yeah, with Sharma.
Yeah.
We had Sharma on here too.
Yeah? Nice.
That guy's a very smart man.
Yeah.
Guy. He knows how to brand and like equity values. Like he's very good at that.
Yeah. Moise Ali, great guy, like very, very knowledgeable. And those guys, what else?
You like our Moses stuff?
No, because like I'm kind of I'm trying to stay within like the sometimes like Hermosa, very like rarely, because if I listen to something, I actually want to fucking implement it. Right, if I listen to Hermosa all day, I mean, I'll have like list for the next like 100 years.
It's like almost still too much.
Yeah, he has a lot of good like action points, but overall great. I mean, education that he provides is like top notch.
It's not as like e-commerce specific.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm trying to stay within that kind of like.
From a business perspective, where do you spend your time right now? Like, what kind of businesses you focus on, stuff like that? What are you doing?
So we do our e-commerce portfolio, beauty for the most part these days. Used to be health, now it's beauty.
Good space to be in.
Yeah, health, beauty, kind of like evergreen. And another business. So we have the consulting business where we help entrepreneurs to basically grow their e-commerce businesses. And so we hire a lot of people from there. Like it's a great hiring funnel. Because people get through that, right? And then we get to know them better. They actually pay for the education. Again, pay to pay attention, right? Yeah. They pay to pay attention, and then we Mark, one of those talented guys that we brought in,
bring him on board.
Yeah. Now he's partner in the company. So that's great. I think it's education kind of stuff, or where you can somehow have your even like little community of people that kind of like you're impacting somehow, right? And also learning from them, and somehow there's you can partner up or work with them somehow. Like I think it's a great tool.
For sure. It's crazy how like you started in education and now you're back into education. It's like it's kind of full circle. Like you were looking at like Dan Kennedy's of the world.
Yeah.
Now you're pretty much like Dan Kennedy, but in real life.
Getting there.
Yeah, getting there. Yeah, I think it's a great business. It's I mean if done well, it has great profit margins. It also great tool, great hiring tool, a great hiring tool. Also now like evaluating businesses to like invest in. So
what kind of businesses are you looking at to invest
so
in?
I mean businesses that already have traction,
like e-commerce.
Yeah, that's what we understand, right? Like if we work with like we have e-commerce businesses doing, let's say 1 million, we know like very well how to get the business to like from 1 million to 10 million, right? As long as the founder is like aligned, everything is kind of like we're
Actually, I'm going to push you on that one. What are these few tips that you give somebody who wants to get from 1 million to 10 million,
or that you would implement?
Like what? Like you said, you said you know what to do. Like what? I'm curious, even for people out there who are listening who want to get from say 7 figures to 8 figures. What are some of these things?
Oh, it's easy. It's like I mean, if it's paid advertising, if you're already using like Facebook, like to drive sales for your business, it's funnel and it's your creatives. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, it's simple because unless your product, I mean, yeah, it's funnel training because funnel is okay. How much you are generating from each transaction on average, right? And at what conversion rate? Like what is earnings per click, right? You're buying clicks on Facebook for like $1.50, right? How much you making from that one click, right? So at the end of the day, it's like all you have to do is like maximize how much you're making from one click. And I think a lot of people underestimate how much they can make from one click. It's like, yeah, like for instance, like using like, for example, if you take like funnels versus like Shopify, right? So
like ClickFunnels.
Yeah, let's say, right? ClickFunnels, Checkout Champ, Funnelish. So let's say you take Shopify. You have like one-click upsells, right? Come on.
Like OCU, you're talking about?
Yeah. It's like 5-10%. I mean, great software, but it's limited by functionality. Shopify doesn't want you to like
to fuck with anything,
right? Exactly, right? Like, so now you have what? You have two upsells, I think, or 3 max, right? I don't think it's very customizable. What kind of upsells, like the structure? Maybe you can have like a video. As far maybe I'm not aware completely, but I think you cannot have like a video as an upsell. Like let's say VSL as an upsell, not just a regular fucking, oh yeah, click this button to add this product. No, fucking sell me. Sell me.
Yeah.
Like that's why you have 5% upsell ratios. 5%.
That's crazy.
Why not 20? Why not 30, right?
Yeah.
And so that's how you take the AOV from, $50, $70. That's how you take it to 100, 120. Now you're playing on a different league. Like, okay, compete with me.
Spend more fucking money.
Yeah. You spend more on ads. And that's it. And then how do you spend more on ads? Just buy their creatives, buy their VSLs. I know how to do it in health. Like it's pretty much, kind of like you have to use doctors, you have to use like UGC content, the scripts have to be direct response, good editing.
You have to call Jimmy Farley to make some ad creatives.
Jimmy who?
Jimmy Farley.
Oh, Jimmy here.
Yeah. You gotta make some TikTok ads.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had
we were just with him yesterday.
Yeah, really? Oh, yeah, small world. Yeah, we met with him last week.
That's funny. Yeah. They're pushing content and making content.
Yeah, what they do is incredible with TikTok. Utilizing that organic reach, I think it's crazy. We don't play that game. I think the way they play it is phenomenal, especially with Amazon, combined with Amazon, because Amazon would have higher conversion rates than Shopify. I think it's phenomenal combo. Like the way they're doing it is just like, it's great arbitrage, amazing on this stage of reach that TikTok gives you.
So you're saying for these brands to get from 7 to 8, it's just a combination of higher AOV and like better conversion.
Yeah, I think it depends on the product, right? Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like you have to identify the channel. That's why I understand my game, which is paid traffic, Facebook, right? I understand that game. I also understand that there's other games that people play that also can be very successful, like Amazon. Some people never do Shopify. They don't give a fuck.
They just kill on Amazon.
Right? Yeah.
What was that brand called? Genius something?
Genius Mushrooms?
Genius Brands, like it's like a supplement brand.
The supplement, the orange,
the orange guy,
yeah. Jimmy, so Jimmy works with a guy on another brand.
That's what I was thinking about it. Yeah. Because
Alpha Grind,
because they kill on Amazon. Those guys are big time on Amazon.
And now they're using the same framework, right? TikTok creators driving them to Amazon, right? Like a bunch of traders that create content on a daily basis. Like percentage of those go viral, like generating like millions of views, and they're generating a bunch of traffic to Amazon and boosting their listings. And it's a great model.
Definitely. Have you ever had an agency or no?
Yeah, so we were that's when that period of time was when I didn't know what to do, right? Like when sold the first business, didn't know what to do. Okay, work with different clients. And
you didn't like the agency world?
No, not at all.
Why not?
It's like, you're running someone else's business. Like you have no upside unless you have a structure, unless you have like a part of the upside. I work with some clients and I would help them to 4x, 5x like ROIs, right? Like they're like, fuck, no, we want 10. That's
gonna look so funny.
And then a few months after, they're like, Alex, it's been great working with you, but thank you for your service. Our CMO knows the guy that's, I don't know, probably like family member, family friend, and he's actually running Edge. So thank you for your service. Bye-bye. And not a big fan of that, You
said the same story, right? The same thing. He's like, he spent too much on a brand, and then
I made them too much money.
Yeah, that's
then they fired him. We were a little bit over budget, so we feel like we didn't have control over the ads. It's like, well, do you want to feel like you have 100% control, or do you want to make more fucking money?
Oh, really? So that was the objective.
It was like we had like 50K in budget, and we spent like 70. We got them like an 8 ROAS. Break even's like 1.7. And they're like, oh, but you spent a little bit more money. And then we look back on the calls, we had call recordings where we asked 2 people at the company, listen, we're crushing it. Can we crank up the ad spend a little bit? They both said yes. So we shared those screen recorders with them, and they're like, oh, it must have been a communication on both of our parts. I was like, no, it wasn't. And then we look at their sales the next month, they're down like 35% since we parted ways.
Yeah.
That's the problem with clients, It's like, it's tough,
I think that's why it's kind of like, it's a little bit like ungrateful, right? Like where, especially if you're a good agency, right? There's not a lot of good agencies, that actually deliver. But if you're a good agency, then I think the next logical kind of step would be to have your own brand, like using the same infrastructure that you have to operate your own stuff. 100%. It's a great cash flow. It's a great, and everything needs like a cash. Unless you fucking fund it, right? You need some kind of source of
funds. Yeah. I'm curious of the education business too. Like, how do you teach so many people at once, but you not teach everyone at once? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like it's like you're not teaching everybody, obviously.
Yeah.
But you are teaching everybody. That's like your methodologies are being taught to everybody. How do you do that in a sense?
We have a good team. So we have coaches, account managers. They're doing calls. I don't do any calls at all.
How do you find these coaches, for example?
Coaches are usually the students.
They've been through the
training. They've been through the.
I feel like that's the best.
Yeah, they've been through the training, or somehow they follow me on social media, and I think I used to have it and many times I would maybe I should just shut it down, this education.
Really?
Yeah, because I have this people say, oh, so you have run a course, oh, you sell a course. It's right? There's so much. I have so much fucking pain associated with it. It's like you're not fucking complete person or something if you're running if you're selling education, right?
Ty Lopez over here,
right?
Yeah, in my garage.
But how many fucking people Ty Lopez fucking helped?
A lot.
Shit, you think about he just changed beliefs for so many people, right? Gave them the inception of something else is possible. So, so I changed my kind of outlook on it. Fuck, if I can help some motherfuckers live better life, open some mind, open their minds, open some thoughts for them, right? Then I think it's worth it.
And how, because you have all these coaches, how do you keep your methodology and at a high level as they're teaching in a sense? You know what I mean?
System.
How do you how do you make sure these people aren't teaching bullshit? when like you're not the one teaching it, but they're teaching what you told them to teach?
I mean, it's simple. It's there's many ways to achieve the outcome, right? There's so many ways to run like Facebook ads. There's so many ways to, I don't know, build your website, right? There's so many ways to research the products. And so first, I mean, the people that we bring in, I mean, they have track records, so they actually had results, right? So I'm reviewing those, making sure that those are good people that are qualified to teach others. And second, I mean, looking at the numbers, like if refund ratios are.
Hey, New Money Talks fam, if your company serves D2C e-commerce brands, then you need to be using Charm.io. Charm is a premier e-commerce intelligent platform that tracks and indexes millions of e-commerce brands so that you can build the perfect pipeline of qualified clients. Charm's Prospector allows you to filter e-commerce brands with over 100 different metrics like store platform, growth, tech stack, and more. For example, SaaS companies find brands on Charm that are using complementary tech, while agencies might use Charm to find brands that have low ad counts or stale ad creatives. Not only can you save your prospecting filter so that new brands that meet your criteria get revealed to you, you can also effortlessly connect Charm to your existing CRM. If you navigate to any brand report, you can get a deep dive into that company's performance. Their growth score measures how fast a brand is growing. Their success score measures their overall lifetime success as a brand. And their sophistication score will share things like how advanced their tech stack is and integrations. You can also navigate to the similar section to see brands that might also be a good fit for your company. These in-depth metrics help sales teams prioritize outreach to key targets and reach out to prospects with personalized messaging that fits their needs. Want to see what this could look like for your company? After only 6 days of using Charm, the advertising agency Hey Social achieved the following. They sent 2,958 emails, 5 times higher than their average within that same set time frame. They had an email open rate of 75%. They added 34 prospects with an average value of $88,000, and they booked 14 discovery calls with a close rate of 14%. So go ahead and request a free trial of Charm today using the link in our description and get up to 100 free brand reports. Now let's get back to the podcast.
Good, then we're good.
That's true.
Like, you know, it's like, so at some point, it's like you have to disattach, like, and I had this like this kind of like paradigm shift, like where I was doing it myself. Like initially, it's like when I was starting like the education, I was like,
when did you start it, by the way?
When it was 2018.
Well, you've had this education thing for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it was very like more like a side. We only started hiring people for that in 20, like properly hiring people like in 2020. Yeah, 2020. And like the biggest thing was like, because I was doing everything, like I was working with clients, like they could message me anytime. And then like
they could message you anytime. That's probably
and then like, you know, some people abuse that. Some people abuse that, right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, you know, I'm shutting it down. But then, you know, maybe there's like another way of doing this where I don't have to do all of this. And I don't know, somehow I guess figure it out. Just good people. I mean, at the end of the day, good people that they don't have to be exactly like you. And I don't think they will ever be exactly like me, but they don't have to. If they're like 80% like me, that's
good.
Yeah, that's enough to get people results, to help people out. And I think that's a good.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's a very interesting business. And like, I think the market's a lot bigger than people even think it is.
Yeah. Education. Think about like education, like universities. I was reading.
Fuck universities.
Right?
Yeah.
There's like universities. I was reading Barry University, somewhere here in Florida. So I was reading like, it's like revenue. It's a small university. It's like $500 million.
500 million.
Yeah. Some I might be mistaken, but it's hundreds of millions. I'm like, shit, that's like a small university. Like,
what's a big university?
What's a big, like the billions, right? Billions of dollars. So education is like people, it's like they sell courses, they're making a lot of money. Fuck, I mean, what? They're making like $10 million, like $20 million?
Nothing.
Fucking peanuts.
Yeah,
fucking peanuts.
I know.
And I think even like, you know, that's just my like theory, but even like the worst kind of coaches, I mean, probably give people some inception, like probably inspire them in some ways, but Mostly where it kind of breaks, it's like on the over promising, like how fast results can be, right? It will take probably more time than people think to get results.
When people ask you that question, what do you tell them? Like, how long does this fucking take? All this type of shit.
Man, it all depends on the background. There's so many factors. It's so many factors. Like
everyone's like, how fast can I become rich? That's pretty much everyone's question always, you know?
You can't. I mean, even if you get rich, I mean, I know so many people that made a lot of money in crypto. They did half-ass. Now they don't have any money. Like, you know, they lost all of their money, right? Like, because they don't know.
They have no idea.
Yeah, they don't know how to like manage. You know, so if you have not been through all of the pains, right? Because people want to surpass the pains. I mean, the path where you are or where you want to be usually goes through pain and many like shitty experiences, right? People want to surpass that, which means they did not have the shitty experiences to know how to overcome those shitty experiences, right? And so, and I think it's a blessing to have shitty experiences, right? I mean, it's not pleasant, but it's mandatory. It's like when you're testing products, like let's say you want to start e-commerce business or you want to start a service business, you're trying to land clients and you work with shitty clients. They don't pay you, right? That like once you get them results, they're like, thank you for your service, right?
Fuck you.
Yeah, right. So you're learning. As long as you're learning from those experiences, you're moving forward.
Always growing, yeah.
I think that the worst. I mean, kind of like imagine, right? Because people want everything like today, right? So imagine if people are like, okay, fuck it. Even if it takes me like 10 years, and I see those like founders like that I'm having conversations with, like, I don't give a fuck if it takes like 10 years. I just build it fucking brick by brick, but build it in a good foundation. Those people eventually fucking win and win big, right? Rich Wallet, right?
Oh my god,
right?
That guy,
2014, it's like 10 years old business. People want to be rich fucking tomorrow.
Seriously.
I'd be fucking 10 years.
Is that name Sean or something like that, right? Rich Wallet, is it Sean?
Sean Frank, yeah.
Sean Frank on Twitter. Yeah.
Funny guy.
Damn.
Good guy. Yeah.
I feel like I forgot someone said this. It was like the last 2 days. It was like once you find a vehicle that can compound to grow. I don't know who the fuck said that, but someone said it to me, and I was like, yeah, that's it. Actually, Kendall said that yesterday.
Oh, Kendall.
You know Kendall Show? Yeah. We did a podcast yesterday with him. He was like, well, once you find one vehicle that you know can become where you want it to become, that you just got to sit on that vehicle and work on that one vehicle.
Double down.
Everyone tries to like just jump left, right, up, down, crypto, stocks, this, that.
Because
with everything you can do it, it's just you have to fucking pick it, be good at it, like it, and then take it. You know what I mean?
Because they think that it's easier with another model. But I mean, at the end of the day, like you face exactly the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you will face competition. There will be like learning curve that you probably don't expect. There will be like some setbacks. So there will be many things that you don't know, right? I think it's just like it all happens because of the lifestyle marketing that people do,
like
right?
Instagram and all this crap.
Exactly.
And YouTube, all the Ferraris.
It's so easy to get consumed in that, right? It's like, fuck. I mean, I want to drive Ferrari like tomorrow, like, but I don't want to fucking put in the work. Shit, like, how do I do that? Oh, just buy the course. It's a shortcut. Yeah, I think there's many things that are that need to be done in order to do well in anything.
Well, also, what have you done with your money? Like, have you bought stocks, real estate, cars, houses? What have you done with it?
I mean, I have one car. It's just family SUV, and we have real estate. We have in Poland.
Okay,
that's when, but like it just we left Poland, and it was I don't know, some kind of like, I guess, well, maybe we wanted to prove something, but I mean, it also was a good decision because the prices for real estate have increased dramatically. So we have over 100 units there.
Wow. How much is a unit in Poland? I'm curious.
How much what?
Like a single unit, like say a one bedroom, one bathroom.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of similar to what it costs here.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, 200, 300,000 units.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not cheap.
Some of Europe's cheap. That's why I was.
No, it's actually. I mean, Poland. I mean, we're like visiting this year, and it's. I mean, cost of living have increased dramatically. I mean, but it's also. I mean, so war in Ukraine happened, many people moved to Poland. And so it's good because the prices for real estate have increased. There's just more demand. A lot of people with money from Ukraine also moved.
Makes sense.
For safer environment for their families. And the prices for real estate have increased. The rents have increased. I mean, in Poland, it's like in Warsaw specifically. That's
Warszawa.
Yeah, Warsaw, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like $2,000-$3,000. Like,
wow.
Yeah, for a decent apartment.
That's like Miami numbers,
right? It's and I was reflecting on that. I'm like, it's like, you have to be making like, I don't know, 4 or 5 G's, like probably to do like
to be okay.
Yeah, to do well. And
you bought real estate in Poland,
correct?
So like multifamily property.
Yeah. So we have like a person that's like overseeing everything. But now what we want to do is, we came here. We just got our like green cards like last year here, and we want to build like real estate stuff in here, because it just, I think it's like a lot of leverage. We didn't use loans in Poland.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Straight cash.
Wow.
Not bad.
So I think that's I think but I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's wise, like to not use.
You could have bought a lot more, obviously.
Yeah. But like, that would involve like traveling, and we couldn't travel, and
I see.
Yeah.
Do you do stocks as well too?
Like some minimal, like Facebook, which this year was good. Shopify, some very basic stuff. But crypto, a lot of crypto.
Actually, you bought crypto?
Yeah, bought a lot of crypto. At some point it was up to like $28 million.
Wow. Oh, your crypto portfolio.
Yeah, and then it dropped to shit. Like, no, I haven't even. And that's what I'm saying in terms of like, if you are fucking in it, you have to be in it, like, or have someone who is in it, right? Like, who's kind of like advising you, who really like knows their shit. Because like, I bought it, and then it blew up, and then I was not monitoring it properly to know where to fucking exit, right? And then it went to shit. So hopefully now, like with this new cycle, it will go up again. I don't know. I don't even care. Like,
you just don't rely on it.
Yeah, just like. It's still profitable with what I put in it. So
that's always good.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, but I had a lot more.
Yeah. I don't know. Like money. How much money do you actually need? You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask you that question. Like, what's your goal with all this stuff? Like, you're trying to make a lot of money.
Money. How much money do you need? Like, you don't need more than like 50 G's to live well. 100 G's. Like, okay, like in 3 Lambos, 3 like fucking Rolls Royces, like a house. Like 50 G's maybe months. Like schools, the most expensive schools like 40, 50 G's a year.
Yeah.
You don't need that much money. Unless you want to go like extra, like fucking and spend money on, I don't know, yachts, kind of like go like
next level.
Yeah. But then it's not like you can do that for 20 million. You can do that for 30 million. You can do that for 50 million. Like, you have to be in hundreds. You have to be in fucking hundreds to do that.
For boats and planes.
Yeah, like so airplane, right? Like you need to have like, I was looking at the breakdown. You need to be making at least, I think, it's either 10 million a year or something like that.
Like netting just 10 million.
Yeah. Like, because so you need a pilot, right? Let's say you have like an airplane, you have to have like a pilot you're paying like constantly, right? Then there's maintenance, gas, like
parking. All
right.
Fuel is insane. Like on a yacht to go from like Bahamas to Miami in a yacht is like $40,000-$50,000 just for the fuel.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's better to. I think if you're small, like and like less than like 100 million like assets, like then. You shouldn't fuck with it. No, you should focus like, okay, where can I invest capital so that it can get me to like 200, few hundred, million. And
that's
then,
where you're trying to go though?
Yeah. It's not like I don't know that will not change anything in my life. Nothing.
Yeah. I feel like you'd be the same.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's more just a game. You're just like, can I do this?
Yeah, it's competitive, right? You're playing with other people. There's some good players, like fucking you competing, you playing, right? I think it's the love of the game. I think that's what's important, because if you're just doing it for the outcome, I used to do it like, oh, if I want to do my first like million, then I want to do like 3 million, 10 million, and then like, and that at each stage there is a fucking depression, like, oh, I did it, and like, so fucking what, like, and then you have to wake up the next day and like, what the fuck you live for? You know, it's like, I don't know. That's my perspective. I think different people will have different goals.
Have you had some of those like solid ass kickings in any of these businesses over the last couple of years? Like, what was something that stuck with you, that like a business, a processor hold, a Facebook ban, something that just like sucked that you overcame?
I mean, Facebook accounts, if they get banned, I mean, we have ways of.
Yeah, that's tiny. I'm talking about.
Okay, if other than that, I mean, we had holds, like so many holds, payment processors and stuff. Just rotate them, find ways to get money back. It's mostly people. Like, it's mostly people, bad hiring decisions. Like, it's like misalignment with people. Like, so I think it's more like on that side. Most of the frustrations come from people. Most of the happiness comes from people. I think that people mastery is like it. That's what I'm trying to learn now. It's like how to be like a better leader, because like it's like everyone wants to be like a millionaire, like, or 100. Or I want to build like a billionaire. The people say I want to build a billionaire. They don't fucking know how to operate $1 billion company. Like, with how to motivate, like, how to motivate people at that level, right? Like, how do you do that? And you only, I mean, it's not like it's fucking rocket science, but you have to get to that level through experiences, right? You can't go from fucking $100 to $1 billion, right? Because you simply can't operate it. You will lose it all. Like, people win a lottery and win it and they fucking lose it, next year. So I think that's why the experience is most valuable.
Mm-hmm. I know you've had now you have partners now, like Mark and stuff like that. But like, have you through this whole journey, have you had partners, or just by yourself you're doing this?
So my wife is my partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
My wife, cool. Yeah, my wife helps me with everything. She stops me from making many dumb decisions.
I feel like women are very good at that.
Yeah, I think every man needs like a woman, like just like both on the personal side, obviously, but also on the business side as well, because women see these things differently. They have a lot better intuition than men. Like, they feel people, I guess, differently. My wife gives me like a lot of perspectives. She can like, she also had like very, like, her dad was not the best like character, and she has very good intuition for people, very fucking good, and she can like sniff like if the person is full of shit or not, like, very fucking fast. And so she helps me make a lot of good decisions on that side and avoid bad decisions. Like, when I had my worst, like, kind of like times, so it usually was because I wasn't listening to my wife.
Like, what was wrong in these times?
Yeah, I mean, I was committed to some projects, like spreading myself to sin. I think that was the biggest, like, because like, yeah, it's like one project works out, like you think like more projects will work out, but then it's spread attention. Now your main project is suffering. And so I think that is that's one of the pitfalls of entrepreneurship, right? Because you get so excited about something that you can jump on board and leave the main, abandon the main thing that got you in the first place where you are. Yeah, those kind of things. And then we have partners like in different businesses. We always want to structure the relationship in a way where like both sides win, right? And if the person can complement me and my wife, like with a skill set that they have, right, then we figure out a deal that works. We're still learning how to do it, I guess. It's still like work in progress, how to motivate, how to incentivize, how to structure the right, structure and stuff like that.
I think that's always actually very hard.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure out how, like, you can just pay someone a salary, obviously, but then how do you actually make them push to the next level?
What I learned is that in many cases it's you have to like understand what you're talking about. Like, so for example, in many cases, in many cases, you're trying to do something that you're trying to tell people what to do, right? But then you don't truly understand, kind of like at least on a higher level, like perspective, how that particular process, that particular thing works. Then you don't have like that much authority to kind of like navigate that decision for them or to influence them. So you have to like understand, at least on a higher level, how things are interconnected, how things work, right? Then then they understand better.
100%. Yeah, people. It's crazy because like higher level people is the only thing that fucking matters. Yeah. Like literally, people is like how you run all these businesses. Like in the beginning, sure, like you get the first million, you can like there's hacks and there's like growth hacks. There's like tests.
You can do a lot of it yourself.
You can do all this bullshit by yourself. But get to that next level, it's always literally just fucking people.
Yeah.
And then the way you fuck up is just get the wrong person. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy because like I see that now too. I try to scale like the business, like 8 figures, 9 figures, stuff like that. It's literally just like a game of people.
Yeah.
And being pretty much understanding like, okay, if I hire this person, where's this going to take us next, right? If it's going to take us the wrong way, this is the wrong person, I was telling on the last podcast, I have like 4 ways that I hire right now. The 4 things of hiring is I don't hire friends anymore. I don't hire friends of friends anymore. They have to be over the age of 30. That's another thing.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of us are young, so there's a lot of really like young culture in a lot of these like online businesses.
Yeah.
So when you add someone a little older, like even like yourself, for example, right? Like say 30, 31, 32, they're in a more professional, serious point of their life.
You just made me like a
sorry that I said that. But it's really just experience. It's like like for example, you have a kid, right? You have a wife.
Yeah.
Like that's a totally different person day to day.
Yeah, I was listening that Patrick Bet-David. You know Patrick Bet-David, right? Yeah. He's like only hiring married guys.
It makes a lot of sense.
I'm like, shit, Yeah.
Interesting. They got more on the line that like they just need to put food on the table. They're not thinking about how do I become like a millionaire,
That's and the 4th thing is literal experience in the thing I'm hiring you for. So I think young guys too also think like, oh, this guy's so smart, he can be good at this. When it's like, fuck, now I have to like train him. I gotta wait for him to get there. Maybe he doesn't do it, but like if the guy's done it at another bigger company and you just hired him, boom, you just leveled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I think those 4 things help you level up. They're very hard to find. Like literally, you can't go on ZipRecruiter, Indeed, and hire people like this. You have to literally like go on LinkedIn, scope out other companies, find other people, like poach them from other companies, convince them. You know what I mean? Like even right now, I'm trying to convince this one person in like customer experience to come over, and she's older. Like she worked like for 10 years right now, but it's like I bring her in. I'm like, well, look at the journey, look how fast we're growing, look at the opportunity to grow, like all these different pieces. Like it's like not as like kind of perfect as your last job, but you have the ability to make it perfect. And people like that. You know what I mean? But like those 4 things I think have been a game changer for my business, where it's like you need like real people. It's not a game, right? Like a lot of like younger e-commerce dropshipping guys, it's still a fucking game, you know? And it's not a game, it's real life. So people's big, and like I'm sure you've realized that shit with like growing like all these businesses. People is it's a lot of people.
People's everything like in business. Especially the right people. Like I think that what you said, it's like it's kind of like there's so many factors, right, that need to be aligned for you to get the right person, put them in the right position in the company for you to grow. And it's also very expensive to hire the wrong people.
Very expensive.
Right? Like fucking 3-6 months. You realize the person was not the right fit in the first place. And then you have so much time spent on them that now is fucking you punishing yourself for hiring that person, oftentimes. And obviously there's cost involved with salary, but it more so with time and energy. I think that's even more valuable.
You have to backtrack everything after that too.
It's opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost, exactly. Yeah. So.
If another question, if you were a young person, say like 21, 22 years old right now, right? And you're starting in this like whole online world, where would you start? I'm very curious. With the experience you have right now, where would you start?
Oh, with the experience that I have right now.
Like I want to know with and without, and if that answer changes.
Without, like I can tell you without, like I would go ahead and find that fucking experience somewhere. Like I would join the company as apprentice,
Oh, you would join a company, you wouldn't do it yourself?
No.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. I think there's just like a lot of variables that I could have learned faster if I would join some other company. I'm 100% certain.
A company like what? Like say like let's say Grant Cardone type of company, like
yeah, let's
Gary
say
V?
so. Yeah, exactly. So depending on the industry that you want to be in, right? Like let's say if it's education, probably Grant Cardone. The problem with Grant Cardone is that it's probably like already like too big. That like you don't have a lot of access. Yeah, it's too corporate, right? You don't have access to the management, right, or to the people that you can like learn from. So it's very like structured corporate at this stage. So maybe company that's also like fast growing and large, but maybe not as large. Like a few years ago, Grant Cardone for sure. Like now it's probably like just too big, right? Because as company grow bigger, they get corporatized. I don't know how to say it. But so that's one. Depending on the industry, if e-commerce, like some fast growing e-commerce brands, join, learn how to operate it, how they think, get access to the. You said, for instance, all the guys, right? Mm-hmm. Worked with the Shreds. Yeah. They work directly with the founder.
Yeah.
There you fucking go. There you fucking go. Right? So I think you can probably figure stuff out by yourself, but I think it's just like stupid. Like there's just so many things that you don't know. If you can buy the education, if you can buy the access, if you can buy the mentorship, right, for someone like that, then it can kind of like surpass that, or have at least that person accessible. Yeah, fast track it, exactly. So that's what I would do if I wouldn't have the experience that I have now. If I would have
now with the experience you have now and you were 21, what the fuck would you
How much capital I have?
You have like 100K.
Oh, 100 G's.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I would just launch some funnels.
Do what he's doing.
Selling what? Selling
yeah.
what?
So if I didn't have capital, then probably I would do some kind of like education or like digital product. It just has like more margins. If I would be like very low on cash. Yes, or service-based business. Like doing TikTok, doing content for clients, figure out like TikTok, like that has a lot of organic reach, like figure out how to make money without money. But if I had the capital, like I would definitely do e-commerce.
E-commerce, yeah.
Yeah, no brainer, because it's very scalable, right? Like, and it's also, I just know how to do it. I guess that's what I know.
It's pretty low risk too.
You can test stuff pretty.
Yeah, cheaply. You can see like you can validate product market fit very fast.
I'm curious, in your course, how much do you tell people to like spend to like know if a product's a winner or not?
$200. $200.
Yeah,
right? $200. Yeah.
After a few days, you'll know.
Yeah. Few $100, you know, like if metrics are shit, like it's numbers. It's like, okay, if click-through rate is bad, right? People are not clicking through your ads. It means it's either your product is shit or your ads are shit. Okay, try to make better ads, right? Okay, you make better ads. People still like not clicking. Shit. Okay, then it's probably shit
next
product. Yeah, next one. Or if people land on the website and then they're going through the they're not going through the checkout. They're not adding product to the cart. Maybe there's not enough reasons you gave people to buy your product, right? Not enough visuals to truly communicate the value of your product. Maybe more social proof. Mm-hmm. Maybe some like UGC kind of content, right? To make it more realistic and trustworthy for people. Once you added that, then and people adding, so it's kind of like I always break it down in like stages. So there is an ad part that you have to figure out, and there's a funnel part that you have to figure out. That's why I kind of like simplify it. There's obviously more parts to it, like the customer experience. Do people buy again? Does product have like? I mean, like these businesses that have like even like on Twitter, right? Like people that done like a lot of volume, they're usually in categories like supplements.
Yeah, consumable stuff.
Right? So it's like you can be like very good and like people say, oh, I'm building a brand. Okay, the first question I'm asking, like, what's your repeat purchase rate? Yeah. Oh, it's like 3%. You don't have a fucking brand.
No one wants your shit.
Yeah, right? It's like if people don't come back and buy again, it's either maybe because you don't have a product to sell them, right? That's you have to introduce new SKUs, or maybe just like you have the product that doesn't have retention in the first place.
So maybe find another one.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And so usually it's like supplements, consumables.
It's crazy because you brought up Ridge wallets before. Uh-huh. They're not a consumable product. It's an expensive fucking wallet.
But what they have? What do they have?
I don't know.
They have, so first things like margin structure, right? Product costs like $5, $10.
Wow.
I mean, Deshaun, he said like, I can run it to 1.2 ROAS. Like, what ROAS you can run it, right? It's like, it doesn't give a fuck. Like,
it's like $100 wallet, no?
100, but yeah, what's the fucking cost of that?
Yeah, $5.
$5.
And it ships for like nothing too.
Yeah,
like,
and then they sue everyone who's trying to copy them.
Interesting.
They have some patents and stuff. Smart. I mean,
they sue everyone that's trying to copy.
they sue other wallets like manufacturers. They just like,
that's funny.
That's one of the ways.
You're saying because they have just that contribution margin, they're able to do all that.
Yes, I mean margins everything. Margins fucking everything. Like some products, it's just like you can try very hard, you can put a lot of time into it, but if product is not like, first of all, the margin on the front end needs to be high enough, like at least like 3-to-1, which is like, let's say cost you $10. Like, I mean, minimum you have to sell it for 30, ideally for 50, 60, right? Think about all the products that they're selling. All the supplements,
everything's like $60 always. 50, 60 bucks.
Yeah, and it costs them like 5, right? The product itself, and obviously shipping maybe 10, right? Like, 10, 12. I mean, on the back end,
I see it all day.
You see all the numbers. And so I think that's super important. Just like it's pretty much like you can commit to the product that you like, and you just kind of commit a lot of time to it and effort that just doesn't have those foundations, the good margins, right? Good margin. I mean, I think that's the biggest one, right? Can you sell the product for over $100 ideally? That's my like kind of like benchmark. Can you sell it for $100 or more, or have the average order value of $100 or more? So even the product costs less, but then people would buy more than one, right? So you can upsell them, and you get AOV over $100. Then you have the fighting chance.
Fighting chance.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing anything on TikTok or TikTok shops?
No. We just now we're launching there. Like we're a bit like, I got actually I've been contacted by TikTok shop before they even rolled out, but I kind of like ignored it, which was stupid on my side. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
I see you have the Aura ring.
Yeah.
How you like that?
I haven't looked at it for like a few weeks. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good e-commerce product.
Yeah.
It's great margins, then subscription in the back end. Yeah, it's smart. Yeah. They didn't have subscription before. When I first bought like Order Ring was 2020, and they didn't have a subscription back then. So only they introduced, I don't know, maybe last year or the year before that. But I mean, they did it smart because now they have accumulated like millions of users. Now it's like $5 a month. Shit, 1 million users, like 5 million a month.
Not bad.
That they wouldn't have otherwise had.
Yeah. And now they went like mainstream as well. Like I know if you've seen here in Miami, they have the big boards,
billboards and everything.
Billboards, yeah.
Yeah,
mainstream.
That's when you made it.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the Whoop band. It's like just similar to Aura, but
which one is better?
I've used both. I currently use both. I think Aura is more accurate when it comes to like your sleep score. And it's hard to work out in. Like
I always take it off, so it doesn't count all of my activity. I don't know how much.
Whoop is good with that because it's like wristband. So unless you're wearing like wrist straps, you do like Olympic lifts, then you can track the workout too. But so Whoop. So let's say you need 8 hours. If you get 7 hours, Whoop will tell you like you're at a 90% sleep score.
Really?
Which is great. But like Aura, it doesn't matter the quantity of sleep. It's the quality. Of sleep. Yeah. So like technically that's more accurate, but I like the Whoop because it tells me that like I got a better score. So I don't feel like I should go back to bed and sleep another hour. I'm like, I'm good, 90%. Even if you're not feeling amazing, it's like I got work to do. Like just get up and
That was probably created by how these people called like
Huberman.
Yeah, there's people that like.
That's a big thing now. Honestly, a lot of brands in like the warehouse, the 3PL, are like building brands off of like Huberman, like kind of science.
It's like you have to. How you said that? You have to go like in the morning. You have to balls like to the sun or something like exposure.
You gotta get sunlight. You gotta like step your feet on the ground. It's like grounding. Bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Do you have any crazy morning routine, or you just like wake up and do whatever you want?
Yeah, I just work out sometimes in the morning. Like, just helps me to wake up. Nothing very like structured. I try to do it, and I think it's just like, like you have like people like Alex Becker, right? Or, some others like, wake up like 4 fucking like, Jesus Christ. Good for him. Like, I don't know. I want to see that when he has kids. I mean, unless he sleeps in another house. Like, it's like I wake up when my kid wakes up,
That's true.
Like, then I have to bring him to school, like, and that's like the same time every day. So
See, that's why we hire people who are over the age of 30 with kids and married, because they're real people, you know? Like there's like think about it, like you're 22 years old, you're drop shipping, you're sleeping at like 6 a.m, you don't give a fuck. You're waking up at 1, you don't give a shit.
Oh man,
you know?
like you're resilient at that fucking age. You don't give a fuck at all. Like I remember, I worked in the factory, like I would the whole fucking night and then go to work and no problem, you know?
I have one last question for you. I think we wrap it up after this. They asked us on that big podcast on like PBR. What's it called? Fuck. Anyways, here's the question: do you think all this is like all the success you've had? Is it more luck or more skill, or a combination of both? Like, what do you think it's all like kind of made you come to this point in a sense?
I mean, I
built the same with the podcast. How I built this, by the way.
How I built this?
They asked that at the end. Like, do you think this is all like a bunch of luck, or like was this skill, or like a combination of both?
That's just my perspective. I mean, it probably will be like I think I might see it differently than other people, but like I think it's like it's both. But you only accumulate the skill through painful experiences. And so, again, there's no fucking way that you can achieve like sustainable success. I don't consider myself successful. It's like, I mean, until $1 billion, it's all like fucking, games. But like, you don't get there by accident. You don't get it fucking by accident. It's like, even if it seems from outside by accident, it's probably because media shows you that this way, right? Mm-hmm. But what you don't see is like fucking 10 years that person tried shit, right? Elon Musk fucking sell his first fucking software. He was like, what, like 10 fucking years old? He sold the fucking PayPal at 30. Like by that time, he had 20 years of experience. Like, what the fuck? Is that fucking, so he got lucky. Fuck you, he got lucky. Like Zuckerberg. I mean, he was probably building shit like when he was a kid,
fucking
like
10 years old.
He like coding something, fucking breaking shit, right? Like, I think the life is accumulation of experiences, and you have to invest, like, especially when you're young. And now I get it because Mark Cuban wrote about this in his book that like when you're young, just fucking accumulate different experiences and shit. Now it makes sense to me because you can connect the dots when you know like different things, right? You can take a little bit from this industry, from this, you met this person there, like you met this, you can connect the dots, right? And see like, but if you don't have that experience, for my kid, like, I'm sending him to like different like trainings like jiu-jitsu, swimming, basketball, like art, right? Because it's accumulation of different experience. I think that's what makes sense. That's
big time.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like how you did the jujitsu all the way to the art. Because like it's all different kind of mind skills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
It opens like different areas of the brain, right? That like, and also it proves you that, I think the very important point there is that, especially if you have like low self-esteem. I had low self-esteem because of my like upbringing and like fucking Soviet Union, like, like where they suppress you. So with that background, it's important to prove yourself that you can do it, right? So if you try to do something, you play fucking guitar. Okay, if you learn how to play guitar, now you're proving to yourself that you can play guitar. Okay, so you fucking play guitar, maybe you can do something else, right? But it comes through like those like little wins that kind of like accumulate and 100%. Snowball. And that's great luck. After like 5 years, you do something
like fuck this work.
Yeah, it's luck, and people don't see that shit, and people don't try to show that shit, right? Because it's like, even if they show the initial moment, and they show the made it moment.
Nothing in between.
Nothing in between, which is actually
that's the most important piece.
Yeah,
in between. Yeah. Damn, this has been sick.
So what do you think that lever is going to be to get you to $1 billion? Do you think it's going to be doing more of what you're already doing, or do you?
I think the education shit can get you to fucking $1 billion.
Or do you think it's like a different like investment lever where you have to take all of what you've accumulated and invest it in something that 10x's?
It's leverage, man. It's like it's nothing else. It's not. I mean, you can do more. Like, it's just doing the right kind of things with more capital. I mean, okay, very simple. How to get to $1 billion? Raise $100 million at a valuation of $1 billion. Could be done fucking in 1 month. Done. So that's it. That's the easiest, most like straightforward, right? And I could probably do it if I wanted to, if I committed myself to it. But like, I don't think that I'm ready for that yet. Like probably in a few years. I want to have like a smaller exit, like 100 million. And then, okay, I'll put my own, like, let's say 80 million or 50, 80 million, right? Or 100 million, whatever. And then I'll raise another like few hundred, and then you have
a billion.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't think that's even like difficult. And they're just different levels of the game, pretty much.
100%. Oh, this has been sick. You want to shout out anything?
Any social?
Yeah.
Trainings?
Follow me on Instagram. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, yeah. I mean, I like to connect with good people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you on YouTube? You're on YouTube, right?
Yeah. I have a YouTube channel. It's mostly like tutorials for the most part. Interviews as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Alex Fedotoff, the same.
For sure.
We'll have it all linked in the description.
Kyle hates this question when I ask him, but I don't know who the fuck the sponsors are for this one. The problem, we have sponsors for all these videos, but it's every month. We have
shout out to anyone who paid for this.
Shout out for the sponsors. No, because again, we have 3 sponsors every month.
Yeah.
But they're like, we don't know. This video probably comes out in like mid-November, right? End of November,
I think.
I don't even know when it comes out. No,
like end of November.
This is end of November.
Yeah.
So by then we'll have different sponsors. But anyway, if you are a sponsor, thank you fucking very much. This shit's expensive, you know. This cost all of this. So we appreciate you a whole bunch. Appreciate the awesome guests too.
Yeah.
And then on our end, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're growing. So hopefully at this point we're at like, I don't know, 4 or 5K on YouTube.
Yeah.
IG's growing, our TikTok's growing, everything's growing. So this is a long ride though. It's going to take us probably like 3-4 years to get to where we want to be.
It's an attention economy.
Yeah. Exactly. And this shit compounds and snowballs. So we're happy to be here. Thank you again for coming on, man.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Great question. Great conversation.
And for everyone else, catch you guys on the next one.
Next episode.
Later. Peace.
Thank you.